You want that person to think about you, okay? If this person's not thinking about you, like, then you're just a fucking nobody. What's going on, guys? It's Loverboy Prince, and today I'm going to be telling you how to make someone obsessed with you. I actually have very great understanding of this concept because I've been trying to figure this out for years through psychology. To make someone obsessed with you, there has to be a certain set of rules that are into play. So the first rule that I would say is that this person should not have an excessive amount of bodies. They shouldn't have slept with more than about, like, I don't know, like 5 to 4 people or 5 to 6. There's more than that, I mean, it's gonna be a little more difficult. It's not impossible. It's gonna be a little more difficult because when you sleep with someone, you have more emotional bonds. Like, you have a lot of emotional bonds. It's gonna be harder and harder to make someone emotionally bonded to you if they have so much emotional bonds with other people. Now, the second rule that I would say is that you have to not be such a fuck up. Like, you can't be someone who is ugly or doesn't take care of themselves, doesn't have anything going for themselves, because this won't work. If you're not someone of high, you don't treat yourself with high value, regardless of man or woman. This is for both of you, actually. This video is for both. It's not just for men, it's for women too. If you're gonna hold yourself to not high standards of looks or character, don't expect anyone to ever respect you. How can you gain respect from anyone if you're not respecting yourself? The third rule I would say is that this won't work if you're trying too hard. Consistency is key with most things, but with this, I wouldn't say consistently hitting that person up or like just always trying to get to them is a good thing. The one thing that people love with people is unpredictability. Unpredictability is everything when it comes to relationships. You have to give that person some of you, but don't give that person all of you. Be unpredictable. Just be someone who you can't tell if you don't be all the way loving. You could be very nice and say kind things, but after that, just go ghost for a couple days. As fucked up as it sounds, just go ghost for a couple days and then come back. Like, you have, and don't do it. Like, listen, at first I used to do this purposefully. Like, I used to think like just do that, like wait a couple days, but now it comes natural. And that's a good thing. You don't want to force it. You know what I'm saying? So the first thing is unpredictability. And the ways you can be unpredictable too. I'll give you ways you can be unpredictable. You could be unpredictable by just for one day just being open, just letting them talk. Make sure that things are going well in the conversation, and then the next day just don't reply. Just give it a break. And the reason why this must work is because you should be having something that you're doing to not reply. Don't just fucking look at it in your fucking bed and you're just looking, like, no, fucking have something to do and put that over that, because it's more important. Obviously, you don't want to force it. You don't want to like purposely do it. You have to be up and down, hot and cold. I would call this hot and cold. And the reason that hot and cold, you have to be really good and really bad one day, it's a trauma-inducing thing. And it is fucked up to say, but it works, okay? Like, you give that person feels, okay? You want to make that person feel something. The more you make someone feel something, regardless of what it is, you can make them mad. I have a girl right now, I make her mad, and she loves me for it. You just have to make them feel something. The second thing I want to talk about is when you're talking to this person, do not make this about yourself. Regardless of, if not even just making someone obsessed with you, when you're talking to someone, you want to hear what they have to say. This is not about you, okay? That you're talking to someone, you're not talking to yourself. Let them talk about themselves. Listen to them, listen to their fears, listen to their aspirations. Once you hear these fears, aspirations, and then all these things about their shadow self, what shadow self is that, like, it's like their second, like, all the little things about them, the things that they worry about, all the little things. Once you see that self, affirm them of it. Tell them that, your goals might work. If they say, I love soccer, I want to be a soccer player, tell them, you're working hard, you're really doing good at what you're doing, and affirm them. Make them feel good about what they're doing. And that's a great thing, and you should be honest with them too. Just make sure that when you're talking to that person, they're talking about themselves and you're making it about them. When they ask about you now, you want to be a little mysterious. You want to say, if she asks or he asks, how much bodies you got, tell them I get around. Don't tell them the exact number. Say, what kind of car do you drive? Or just say, I scoot around. You don't want to give them like everything. You want them to figure it out. I mean, mysteriosity is a beautiful thing. I mean, look at Frank Ocean. I always mention him in every one of my videos. We love him because he's fucking mysterious. Like, when it comes, I'm trying to show off my rings again. I have to show off something, bro. Let them talk about themselves. Let them hear what they have to say, and look them in their eyes. Eye contact is so important. Like the way I'm talking to you right now, I'm looking you in your eyes this whole video, and I'm looking and we're talking. You have to look at that person in their eyes and really see if like they're looking and how they look at their body language. You also want to read body language. If they look uncomfortable, maybe you shouldn't look them in their eyes. Maybe you should just make them comfortable. You don't want to make people uncomfortable, okay? That's not what we do over here. Also, you have to understand that not everyone's gonna be obsessed with you if you follow these. Some people just don't like you. Like they just there's just something about you they just don't like, and there's nothing that will change, and that's okay because not everyone's gonna like you, and that's just life. There's some things you just can't do shit about that. The reason why them talking about themselves is so important is because most people just they care, but we all care about ourselves. We're very selfish. So you just have to be the person that actually listens. Just be the person that actually hears what they have to say, and they're gonna like you for that. But that's not the only thing. The next thing that I would say, don't be too available, but also like have other people you're talking to. Talking to one person is not gonna help you. You have to, because if you're just talking to one person, you're gonna be very like clingy, and you're not gonna follow these rules. Talk to at least 3 people minimum, because if you don't talk to if you just talk to one person, you're gonna be so invested in this person, you're not gonna listen to anything I'm saying. Also, you don't want to be too available. By being too available, you're just always giving that person available times that you have. You're not giving any time. Like you look like a bummy person. You look like someone who has nothing going for themselves, and you're just giving them everything. You should have something that you're doing on the side. You should have like a business, not even your business. You could just have school. Like just have something in place, a sport or something that you're doing that you don't have to like give this person everything. When it comes to talking to this person, you want to make it sexual. You want to make, if this is someone you're actually attracted to, you have to make it sexual. You have to give them, you have to get close to them. You have to like break the touch barrier. And I'm not saying force yourself upon this person, but when you get the chance, give this person a little flirt and see how they react. If they react like very weirdly and oddly, like they're just like, what the fuck did you just say? I would suggest that this person does not like you, and none of these steps are ever gonna work. If they probably will if you really follow them, but it's really not gonna. If someone's not attracted to you physically, they're not gonna be attracted to you at all, regardless of your personality. Personality is nothing in this world. It's something, but it's not important as looks. Definitely look at how they react to that. You want to break that barrier, or else you know what? You're just gonna be a friend. You're gonna get fucking friend zoned. You want to break. You want to flirt a little bit, but don't flirt too much. Don't be too thirsty. Every now and then when it's right, you'll know when it's right. It's like a fucking timer, and it'll come, and you just quickly say it, and say it with confidence. That's one thing too. You have to have confidence. If you don't have confidence, you're gonna look like a fucking noob. And the way you get confidence, right? You get confidence to experience. You get confidence through talking to people. You have to keep talking to these people that you like. You only gain experience if you keep going through failures, and that's okay, and you will fail, but it's all right. It's like the opposite. You would think that if you really want someone to be obsessed with you, you should like be there for them all the time, but that's actually so false. You actually have to be 50-50. You have to be there for them, but also have your fucking distance. And you want to have something that you're doing and you post about it. You want to be someone and show social proof, because if you show social proof, they're looking at you, they're watching you. You don't imagine if you don't talk to someone about yourself, and then you're just posting and you're showing how gorgeous you are and how much things you're doing. They're gonna be thinking about you. You want that person to think about you, okay? If this person's not thinking about you, like, then you're just a fucking nobody. You want this person to think about you. How do you make this person think about you? You have to add value to their lives, and you also have to space it out. Okay, and the way you add value is by talking to them, listening to what they have to say, knowing their greatest fears and their greatest doubts and their greatest aspirations, and affirming them of it. Make them feel like you actually listen and you're there. And don't even make them, just actually do it. Because at the end of the day, we would all be greater people if we just actually gave a shit about each other. And the best thing for a person like of this category, of your crush or whatever, they shouldn't have too many friends or too many fucking people around them, or too much things that they're doing, because then it's, the more isolated this person is, the more antisocial this person is, the more easier it's going to be to, I hate to say it, to manipulate this person. And it's as fucked up as it sounds, it is what it is. One thing, this is so important, one thing that I could say too is you do not want to agree with everything this person has to say. Nothing pisses me off more than a nice person, like an extremely nice person. You agreeing to everything that they're saying, like, you have to listen, yes, but you like really fucking like agreeing, and like just everything they say, you're just going with it, everything they want to do. You look like I don't know, you're just unattractive. You're just not it. You have to stand your moral ground. You have to stand your ground upon this person. You can't let them run over you. You know what I'm saying? And do not argue. Just walk away. If they piss you off or something happens, just walk away. Act like you don't give a shit. The more you act like you don't give a shit, the more that person's gonna give a shit. It's inverse. It's really opposite. The more you space it out, the more that they're gonna be wanting more of it. Now, you don't want to space out for too long, but you definitely want to space out for a good amount of time, to the point where you'll. It's crazy because I don't know if you know, but I know when someone's thinking about me. I know when, and I'm pretty sure you will too. You know when someone likes you. You know when you're not stupid. You'll know. So if you get the cue that you're doing something wrong, and you're not following one of these steps. Also, the last thing I want to talk about is this is so critical, because I struggle with this shit. Silence is so important. Like, just listening and just not saying too much. And I'm not saying like just be an introvert or force yourself to not say anything, but definitely just stay quiet. Don't try to talk too much. If you're a talkative person, just try your best to hold it down for a little bit. Let that person talk. If it gets awkward, it gets awkward. If they have nothing to say, just sit in that awkwardness. Like, try your best to just not talk too much, because the more you talk, the more less important people perceive your words to be. And I have this problem. I'm very fucking talkative, but when it comes to someone I like, I know how to shut the fuck up. With my friends, I'll never shut the fuck up. Give me like a beer and shit, and like I'm fucking talking my ass off. I don't give a fuck. But when it comes to someone I like, I know like when to just stay quiet and let that person talk. Because not even just let that person talk, even if there's nothing to say, just don't say too much, because there needs to be a medium to you. There needs to be a mysteriousness to you. And the conclusion to this is, please don't be someone you're not. Please be yourself. And I know that's cliche, and people disagree with be yourself, but you're not gonna. People will know when you're faking who you are, and it's really ingenuine. People know you want to be yourself in a way, but you're also disciplined enough to let that person talk, and also be silent a little bit. Know their strengths, their weaknesses, affirm them of it. Take into character who they are, and make sure that you're also taking care of yourself. You also, like I said, unpredictability. You want to be mysterious in a way where you're not always fucking talking to this person, not always available, because you have your own shit going on, okay? You have your own business, you have your own schoolwork, you have your own work, you have your own job, you have your own things going on, that you don't always have to be talking to this person. This person will not be attracted to you, and please don't be a fucking yes man. Do not agree with everything they're saying. And guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And listen, man, Man, there's times where it failed for me, and I think the reason is because, they just don't like me, and that's okay. I don't give a fuck, because there's so much people that are. And I'm not trying to brag, but these things have worked for me. I've learned this over time, and I've definitely studied my way in things. Look into body language, okay, guys? Body language is everything. Look into the way someone looks. If they look uncomfortable, please don't fucking keep following everything I'm saying. They just don't like you, and you just have to get over it. But if they do, and they see a little interest in you, and you are doing something in your life, this will work. They will be obsessed with you. And all I'm saying is, guys, please don't force anything, and don't depend on someone to like you. You should like yourself. You should be obsessed with yourself. Fuck that person. These are just tactics to help you, just to get someone, And though it is fucked up, it is a form of manipulation. We don't care. Yeah, I don't. Like, we're here to get what we want. And as fucked up as that sounds, I'm gonna be out, guys, and thank you guys so much for watching the video.